Let me take you on a journey. Actually, let me take you on a number of journeys. From Haymarket to Tynecastle. From the past to the future. From despair to hope. Truly, from death to life. Our journey starts here, at the Haymarket Memorial. It's a very significant place for Hearts fans, commemorating the brave players who gave their lives for us. From here, it's a maroon mile to Tynecastle. Let's walk. History is important. If we're wise, we learn from it. Our club has a proud history with deep roots in its community. We've had moments of triumph and moments of failure, but always Hearts. Always Hearts. And always the blood, maroon blood, runs strong. So when that history was under threat, when the very lifeblood of our club was being cut off, saviours were needed. Saviours stood up, you, the fans, and the journey to fan ownership began with the creation of the Foundation of Hearts.
Well, it started, there was kind of two different, there was myself and Jamie and Brian had similar ideas but at different times. My idea was, you know, if the fans, a number of fans put £5 in a week over a period of time, they could clear the debt, because at that point we were maybe moving to Murrayfield. And then later on, I mean, obviously we binned it when Romanoff come in, but then later on it resurrected it, and Jamie and Brian, Gary Mackay introduced me to them because they had a similar idea. It was 8,000 fans putting in £3,000. And we clicked right away, and somebody introduced us to Alec Mackey and Donald Ford. Donald Ford liked the idea, so that was the five of us, original founding members. Alec made sure we all put £1,000 in at the beginning. Just didn't go very far, but he wanted us to be committed to it, and it took over our lives really.
The others involved at the first meetings were excellent, and we all had the same goal in mind. Although it was tinged with this doubt about how on earth can the club, the supporters, and maybe a couple of major contributors do enough to get rid of the current ownership. And 2 months later we were on meeting 3 and it went from there.
So the right idea was in place, but what state was the club in when administration hit us?
Well, it was horrendous really. You know, we came in quite blind for various reasons, so we didn't know what the background information was. Found out there was literally no money in the bank. Season tickets had been sold, you know, for the forthcoming season, but all that money was actually gone. So in terms of dark moments, well, you'd think it couldn't get any darker than that, but unfortunately as the job went on, there were darker moments even after that. But as you know, fortunately we did surmount all the obstacles in the end.
There was despair, no doubt about that, but there was hope too. However, there was a small matter of raising £2.5 million to get the shares back from the club owners. Without that, the dream was dead.
I received a handwritten letter from one of the original 5, from Alex Mackey. Not explaining a great deal about it, but simply saying he knew I was a supporter of the club and that he would like to talk to me about some of the thoughts that the original 5 had. It was certainly life-changing, there's no question about that.
The plan was coming together. The idea, the initial funding, if it worked, it had the potential to save the club and launch the biggest fan initiative in British footballing history, paving the way for a great future. One vital piece of the jigsaw was still required though. The fans' backing. Hearts fans. Unbelievable. Their love of the club, their sense of history, their total commitment. They, you, piled in, setting up direct debits to the club through the foundation, securing the future. An amazing story.
I think I would say there's a few of us led the FOH in that period, and everyone involved in FOH that's brought it to this point I'm sure will feel enormous pride, but we've always said the foundation movement's never really been about sort of majors and generals, if you want to put it that way. It's always been about the foot soldiers, your average fan. We've always said it's by the fans for the fans. So it's the moment, I think, where every member of the Hearts community can be proud that they've played a part in bringing it here. Rather than just a few of us, it's about everybody really, and us all taking pride in what's such an enormous moment for us all, really.
North Merchiston Cemetery. It's a place that reminds us of our history and the strength of our community. More than 100 war heroes are buried here. Also here is Hearts legend Bobby Walker, the first Hearts player to score more than 100 goals, 33 against Hibs. I think he and all of those here would approve of the fans' journey to bring life back to our club. The journey goes on, here in the beautiful new stand at Tynecastle. Fans had the choice of putting in a further £3 million of their own contributions to help build this stand. 99% voted in favour. The Foundation Plaza, named as a tribute to all the fans who helped to make an ambitious, extraordinary dream come true. If we're wise, we'll learn from history. The fans have learned that their club could disappear overnight if it was in the wrong hands. From that lesson, they decided that Heart of Midlothian should follow a new path: fan ownership. As a player who has pulled on the Hearts jersey, I find this place very, very powerful. To me, it symbolises the love the fans have for our club. But it wasn't enough to love the club. They had to act. They did, and they continue to do so, having now pledged more than £12 million and keeping that commitment going to help to give the club a strong foundation into the future. We've walked the Maroon Mile from Haymarket to Tynecastle and journeyed from despair to hope, from death to life. More importantly, we've walked from the past to the future. Because thanks to the fans, the legends in the stands, this wonderful club has a future. You made that happen. So my message to you as Hearts captain is be very, very proud. And please, for the new generations for whom you saved the club, take this moment, not as the end of our journey, but as the start of a new one. Let's continue to lead the way. Let's keep our journey going. Thank you.